You are listening to Phoenix Radio, and this is Spaced Out. My name is Jack, and it is time for
The Universe in Our Mind with Dr. Rachel Hannam.
Yes, as always, Dr Rachel Hannam joins me. She's the Director of North Brisbane Psychologists and one of Brisbane's most trusted and respected psychologists. Rachel, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jack. How are you?
I'm very well, and today we are talking about, I think, a very interesting topic, friends.
Yeah, friendship is a really interesting topic because here's the thing. You can be happy without a partner as long as you've got friends, but the research shows you can't have a partner and no friends and be happy.
Right.
So it suggests that we do need friends.
Right. So I was actually just about to ask you, how big are friends in having a healthy mind?
Yeah. Well, we're hardwired for connection, right?
Yeah.
And we're tribal animals, so we do need friends. The difference between having one good friend and no friends from our mental health point of view is huge. Yeah. So it's a really interesting topic in terms of mental health.
Yeah. And as an adult, I think a number of our listeners would have are in that young adult stage. They've just finished school, and it's easy in school to have lots of friends because you're seeing them every day. But then once you leave, it's a lot harder to not just maintain your friendships, but also make new ones.
It really is. The first 5 years after I left high school was the loneliest period of my life.
How do you suggest people make friends as adults?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, first of all, I want to say if you are lonely and you want more friends, you don't have them yet, you're not alone. It's very common, particularly in early adulthood. I think talk about it. Don't be ashamed of the fact that you don't have as many friends as you'd like or any friends. You know, most of us have gone through a period where we don't have any friends. So talk about it with your family, acquaintances. Like actually when you meet someone, say, I'm looking for more friendship. I'm in a bit of a period where I don't have enough friends. And then we need to make a really good inventory of our environment, scan your environment and set yourself up to meet people, whether that's kind of going out to your existing networks and deepening your casual connections to make deeper connections, or casting the net wider, because there are friendship apps now. So Bumble BFF is basically Bumble just to meet friends, not to meet lovers. There's another app called Peanut. And there's also meetup.com. Most people know about meetup groups.
In your experience, have you seen those apps and websites work?
Well, I've only just learned about friendship apps preparing for this interview, but I mean, it makes sense to me that you could make friends through the internet, right? I mean, when I've had my first baby, I was also very lonely. I didn't know anyone else who'd had babies. So I met some mums through a forum on the internet, and now I'm friends with a couple of them still in real life 17 years later. Yeah. So I know that the internet can be used for good as well as evil. So I definitely think try these apps, go to meetup.com or any other groups, be prepared to be awkward and uncomfortable. You know, being brave always means feeling awkward. Yep. And go for quality, not quantity. I mean, if you spread yourself too thin, then you're not getting the quality of friendship, but you do need to try different avenues as well. So, you've got to be brave.
Yeah, great. And what are some ways we can sort of deepen our existing friendships so that they're not just like we have a common interest with someone? What are some ways we can actually, I guess, grow closer to our friends?
Great question. Well, I think one really hot tip there is to ask good questions. Yep. There's a great website people can look up called bigtalk.com. Big Talk as opposed to small talk. Small talk is, just that sort of phatic conversation. Yep. So having some really good questions that you can ask people about their lives, about their thoughts about things, about their dreams and hopes. So, asking good questions is great, but also be really clear in yourself about why you want closer friendships. Like friendship meets a lot of needs. It meets need for connection and community and being seen and trust, and a whole lot of human psychological needs are met with friendship. There's nothing weird about wanting to be closer to somebody or to have more friends. So, own it, be clear on your own valid and legitimate needs, and then try to connect with the needs and values and hopes and dreams of your acquaintance or friend, because vulnerability is the portal to connection. The more we get to know someone, the more we're vulnerable and they're vulnerable, the closer we end up feeling to them.
Dr. Rachel Hannam, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I've learned a lot. Thank you.
My pleasure.
You're listening to Spaced Out on Phoenix Radio.